Now we're going to discuss some of the concert percussion instruments that you would find in the concert band or symphonic orchestra. And the hand instruments, meaning the tambourine and the triangle, castanets, very important instruments and often overlooked by percussionists in concert bands. The fine points of getting a good quality sound on the instrument is very, very important for being a well-rounded musician and percussionist. Now here we have the tambourine. This is a pretty standard double row tambourine made by the Black Swamp Company, and they really do a beautiful job with these tambourines. You have a high quality calfskin head. I believe this is the copper jingle model, and you'll notice that this tambourine, for starters, has some improvements to it. One thing that I do is I put some wet dry sandpaper along the top. This is 320 grit sandpaper. It's a very fine sandpaper. Really helps with that thumb roll. And you just cut it out and use contact cement on both the sandpaper and the tambourine. Put a heavy weight on it and let it dry. Underneath here I have some moleskin, which helps to reduce the extra head sound that you may get. When you play the tambourine, the sound that you want is the sound of the jingles, not the head. The head is only a way to activate the jingles, but the head sound, you want to muffle that. Another good way to help control the head sound from interfering with the timbre of the tambourine is to make sure that your head is nice and tight. I often use, being in California close to the ocean, this heating pad. You plug it in and adjust to maybe a medium temperature and put your tambourine on there for 15 or 20 minutes. You want to keep your tambourine in a tambourine bag to keep it dry and keep the moisture out. Now we're going to talk about playing the tambourine. First things, you want to pick it up quietly. Very often I'll see concert band performances and the tambourine player is ready to play and they do this. Well, you've already played the thing, so you want to pick it up quietly. Try to get a black towel on a music stand or have a nice trap table. So you want to pick it up quietly and get it into playing position. Now, general playing position is at a little bit of an angle. See, we're not completely flat. If you're flat, the jingles will have excess movement and sound. And likewise, you don't want to be this way because you'll get a completely different sound. Here you can get some definition. You want to hold the tambourine up so that the conductor can see it. Don't hide behind the music stand with it, but bring it out and so it can project over the orchestra and you have some contact with the conductor. He can see who's playing it and he knows who to cue. That's very important. Now, holding the tambourine, fingers underneath, thumb on the top of the head. And you don't have to squeeze it, just relax, nice relaxed grip, okay? Now, the basic playing is, I call this the beak, like a bird beak. You're going to have your fingers up front and your thumb reinforcing the beak. And that's your basic playing. Now, think of your snare drum technique when you do this because it's the same kind of arm motions, same wrist motion. The only difference is instead of holding a stick, you're using the beak and using the fingers. Now, there's one sound you want to avoid, and that's this sound. You don't want to use the fist into the head. Then you get a pop sound, which is kind of like you really hear the sound of the head and not the jingles. I don't think that's a very musical sound. There's no reason. A tambourine really projects very well over a concert band or an orchestra because of the bright metallic character of the jingles. If you want a little more definition, you can use the inside of your left knee and just place the tambourine gently on there. And you can get some very soft, very crisp sounds using that technique. It's a little less defined up here, a little cleaner down there. Now, there are times when you have to play faster than you can play with your hand. And if it's a loud dynamic, you're going to use your knee once again. Now, this technique works with the head up as well as the head down. I'll demonstrate head up first. All right, you want to move the tambourine up and down using your arm. Don't use your wrist this way, but use your arm. You don't want to get too far from your knee because then you'll have trouble finding where it is. Okay, so you want to keep it right in here and use a combination of your beak and the knee. Now, if you have time, sometimes you might even have two matching tambourines to play it turned over. And this way you can get a little bit of a louder, brighter sound. All right, so your fast, loud technique is going to be hand-knee. Now try to keep your hand on the 8th notes and the knee on the inner 16th notes, and aim for a matched sound between the hand and the knee. Get this out above your knee so that it can move. There we go. Nice clean sound. And of course this also works very nicely in this position here with the tambourine up. Now notice that I've got the tambourine about 2 or 3 inches past where the end of my knee is. You don't want to have it just over your knee because it will not vibrate enough. Now, over here to my right, we have what I call the tambourine table. And I saw that someone had made one of these things, and I basically just kind of copied it the best I could. And this table is really great for this soft stuff that's very fast. Now, all it is, you know, it's some wood that's mounted, and there's some foam rubber underneath this towel, both on this lip and the flat surface. And you can get these very, very easily, and it works great with the head up as well as the head down. Okay, very, very convenient. Some people use this knob for their knee fist motion, but I feel more comfortable actually using my knee. But I use this for the fast, soft playing. It really, really comes in handy. And also if you have a multiple setup where you're playing more than one instrument, it really comes in handy. Okay, the next thing on the tambourine technique agenda is the shake roll. The shake roll involves a roll, and we're going to shake the tambourine. Okay, it's nice to have a beginning and an end to the shake roll. So you can start with a little tap and end with a tap. Make sure that it's better when you end the roll to bring your hand to the tambourine rather than the tambourine to your hand. I see a lot of students do this. Okay, if you do this, then you're going to end up in a position where you can't control the sound of the tambourine. It's jingling around here. So start in the normal playing position. When you roll, it's going to be up this way, and then when you end this way. And you want to practice different dynamics, control, and be able to do the shake roll with both hands. Very important. Now